Madden Nation, Sgibs here for another exciting edition. It is not your den, it is not my den, but it is the Mad Den, aka the Laser Show, the internet's most passionate show about John Madden, NFL 12 football. Ready to kick off with a bang. Show number 125. Great weekend this year, weekend in sports for, if you're a Patriots fan, of course I am. Tom Brady went off. He's on pace, for those of you that don't know, he is on pace to throw for close to 8,000 yards passing this year. First two games, he's just shy of 1,000 yards passing in 2 games. He's on a tear. Another guy that's on a tear, Cam Newton. I mean, guy's the real deal. I mean, that's the question of the day. Is Cam Newton the real deal? So far, 2 games in a row. I know he threw 3 picks. Someone told me 3 farves. So he threw 3 picks, but he is lighting up the scoreboard. He's producing stats. Fantasy, okay, he's good, but is he the real deal? I'm not a Panthers fan. I don't know. So anyone out there that is a Panthers fan or follows Cam Newton, is Cam Newton the real deal, Holyfield? That's the question of the day. Leave it in the bottom of the chat. We'll figure it out, talk about it later. But again, the next couple shows we're going to bypass team segments, and we're going to talk about the 5 sets for success in both offense and defense. So we're first going to break down offense and then defense. I know a lot of people, I just got married, went away on a honeymoon, I was gone, blah, 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 the ring, the bling. But a lot of people, they said, we want more tips, we want more understanding of what you're doing. Don't give just this one play, break it down a little bit more. So listen to that, I want to give that to you today. So what we're going to talk about today is the first part of the 5 steps for success. I want to explain more how we play, how we set up our passing game, our run game. So the first segment we're going to touch base today on is the power run formation. Now we call it a 3-headed rushing attack, and again, I think we might have been confusing people over the past 3-4 years now, where we say it's a 3-headed rushing attack, and I think a lot of people think that it's kind of like an earth, wind, and fire type scenario, when in actuality it's not 3 different halfbacks, or it's not a quarterback, fullback, and halfback. It's actually a running scheme. It's a run left, run middle, run right. So I think maybe the 3-headed rushing attack is maybe misleading or what have you. So let's break down more about what it actually is. It can be from any formation. It really should be under center, but some guys out there might be cute and do it from shotgun, and more power to them, but really needs to be under center. It can be from any formation under center. We really need to have a run left, a run middle, and a run right. Now, not every formation in the game is going to be able to follow with that, but typically what we look for is one counter, which a counter can be your run left or right, doesn't matter. So you have one counter to the weak side, you have a halfback dive, halfback slam, inside zone, whatever have you, halfback blast, that's your run middle, and then some type of toss or pitch to the outside, and that's your run to the right. And the main focus, I just can't stress it enough, that the main focus of what you're doing is you're forcing the defense to try and defend every single area on the field. I will tell you right now that the majority of players that you come across are not that committed to stopping the run. Maybe they have a couple, one play that they feel confident in, but I'm telling you right now that I don't think, and I know from 17 years of experience playing Madden 12 for over, I think probably like 1,000 hours at this point, playing 15-hour-day games and things like that, but they don't practice their run defense enough to stop your 3-headed rushing attack. You have to have great user skills, and you have to have complete balance with your defense. So that's the first thing you need to understand. So if you run to someone that can't stop your run game, which I did a couple games ago, I was playing in the Virgin Gaming Battlefield of the Gridiron tournament, and I was actually down 14 in the 4th quarter. My opponent's a great player. He's a well-respected guy, but he wasn't able to stop the run. I ran for over 250 yards on him. It might have actually been like 242, but that game's actually recorded, so if you want to see that, I'll show you. But I stuck with the run. He could not stop the run. He was able to stop my tosses. He committed to stopping the toss, anything run to the right. But he had a really hard time when he'd try and stop the counter. So I'd hit him with the counter, and then he would shift his defense to stop the counter, but he'd also respect the toss, and then he'd give me the middle, and I'd take the halfback dive. So it's not about forcing it. Which a lot of guys, they feel as though they shouldn't run the ball, or it's 1st and 10, you run the ball, and you get 1 yard, it's 2nd and 9. Uh-oh, the world is over. Now we need to start passing. No. You know, if you run the ball in 2nd and 9 and only pick up 3 yards, and now it's 3rd and 6, yeah, you probably should be passing, but don't panic. Running the ball is all about a commitment to the run game. And so today we're going to break down, again, it's my favorite formation to run out of in the game. It doesn't have to be yours. Whatever works best for you, whatever works best for your scheme. But I believe that the strong eye close is the best run formation in the game. We're going to break that down today. Remember, the question of the day is Cam Newton the real deal? Is he the next Tom Brady? Is he? I'm not sure if he is. I don't think he is. Patriots are off to 2-0. How's your football team doing? We'll see you next time. Show 126. I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, and a whole lot of you, and only a little bit of me. We're changing the Madden community one snap at a time. Alright guys, jumping right into the three-headed rushing attack, or the power run scheme that we should be calling it. An error on all our parts over the past couple of years. I think a lot of people, again, might have been a little confused by the terminology three-headed rushing attack. A lot of questions saying, well, is this a three-headed rushing attack similar to what the Giants, Earth, Wind, and Fire? No, it is not. It is more of a schematic type approach. Here we're going to show you our audibles for three-headed rushing attack. It's important. You need to have your audibles set in order to really be able to run a three-headed, a power running scheme. So the first audible we set is a counter weak. The next audible we set is a quick toss. These are all from the same formation, the strong eye close formation. The playbook we're using is the Dallas Cowboys offensive playbook. The play we're going to come out in is the strong eye close halfback dive. And what that's going to do is that's going to give us the ability to run up the middle, run to the left, and run to the right. Here we're taking a look at the defensive front, see what we're facing. Now the first thing you want to take a notice is where we think we have the advantage in the run game. Now the defense is, for the most part, is pretty balanced in the situation. As we can see, our guard, center, and guard are all bottled up by defenders. Behind the center, we have the middle linebacker, Ray Lewis, and then behind him, you have safety Ed Reed. And then to the edges, you have two linebackers holding on the edge strong. What you'll notice here is that our right tackle is going to move upfield to grab the right of screen linebacker McLean here. Our tight end and wide receiver are going to move upfield to try and get the depth of Ed Reed and then the other cornerback, while our fullback is responsibility is to go up and get after the middle linebacker. One thing I really want to stress is that you should be practicing and noticing what it looks like against different fronts. So against a 3-4, your fullback in this situation is going to go up against Ray Lewis. But against a 4-3, it could be different because typically your center and guard are going to block down and double team somebody on against a 4-3. Against a 3-4 solid type scenario like this, we're going to get our fullback to get up through the gap to take the middle linebacker. Now the focus of the power running scheme is to really set the table by running the ball up the middle of the field. We're going to want to keep running and keep running up the middle of the field. We use motion to get an extra blocker. As you can see, we get up the field here. It's a lot of congestion. It's a lot of banging around. It takes a lot of heart and a lot of commitment to stick to this type of running game. But the halfback dive is one of the best runs in the game. There it goes for 2 yards, but the play before went for about 8. Stick to it again. Again, we want to set the table, force the defense, and here we actually cut outside for a big gain, but force the defense to start protecting the middle of the field. And that's when you'll be able to start to rely and go after your quick toss and your counter weak. So in that situation, we had to fight hard for about 5 yards there, but we still were able to plow through. Here now the defense is looking to stop the middle of the field. They're saying, we're taking away the halfback dive. We're not gonna let you run it. We're pinching our line. We're moving guys up in the box. And in this situation, again, you know, this is a completely over-exaggerated setup, but it's the theory that counts. Now, you're not going to see someone completely commit like this, or it could be completely dumped down. But as you can see, that the halfback dive gets bottled up when the defense sets up to stop it. So when you see something like that, if you see a line pinch, typically what you're going to see is you're going to see the defensive line pinch. That's the first move your opponent will do, is they're going to pinch their defensive line. That's when you check down and think, okay, where can I get outside? Can I get outside with the counter, or can I get outside to the toss? To the left of the field, we had 2 free defenders. To the right of the field, we only had 1. So that's why we call upon the toss in this situation. We are able to get outside for some positive yards. So again, here you have it. We get outside, nice block there by our fullback, and pick up 4 yards in the run game. Once the defense sees that, then maybe the first thing they might do is maybe they'll add an extra user defender in that area. They'll slide an extra guy over there like we did here, and they slide their line to the strong side and protect against the toss. So in this situation, they're actually protecting and saying no dive and no toss. That's when we audible the counter weak. Now, the defense will not be able to set up and stop all your options unless they're completely balanced, unless they're using the inverted cover 2, which we've broken down before. But once you get down to the inverted cover 2, it's all about user skills, about being able to make user plays. So what you're going to start seeing against people most likely is they look to stop both outside edges. They're going to say, okay, no counter and no toss. That's when you have to have the commitment to the run game and say, fine, we're going to run back and start running the halfback dive. So here it is again. We call the halfback dive. We move the chains. 4 yards at a time, guys, is good enough to move the chains. Here it is again. Motion over that wide receiver. Pick up the first down. And remember, it's also really, really important. I can't stress enough. You don't have to use the strong close. You don't. You absolutely don't. You can use whatever works best for you. So maybe you want to use I-form normal. Maybe you want to use I-form tight. There are a lot of different formations in this game that have the ability to run left, middle, and to the right of the field. So start taking advantage of that and start finding your own power run formation. But I'm telling you right now that this is the quickest and easiest way for you to level the playing field against any opponent that you play. It doesn't matter how good your opponent is. It doesn't matter if they're a million times better than you. If you can run the ball, which is a lot easier to do than passing, you will start winning many more games than you lose. I played a game recently in the Madden Virgin Gaming Tournament, which I was just talking about before, where I ran for 240 yards. My opponent really was able to shut down my passing game, but what he couldn't do is he couldn't stop my run game. And that's what I want to stress to you guys. Start running the pill. Start running the magic bean. You start winning more games, and that's what it's all about. We'll see you next time. Show number 126 next time. And remember, pound the rock, pound the rock, pound the rock. Doesn't matter what your personnel is. I don't care if you don't have a fast halfback. I don't care if you have the fast halfback but you don't have a power back. Just focus on running the ball. Focus on the three-headed rushing attack in terms of run left, run middle, and run right. And guys, as always, a whole lot of you and only a little bit of me. We're changing the Madden community one snap at a time.